24, you guys. So I want you to picture yourself in my shoes, okay? I was going to school full time. I'm a full-time college student, and there was a couple of things that I noticed in my early 20s that did not sit well with me, that bothered me just a little bit, okay? And I've always, for some reason, I've always been somebody that I've thought about money. I'm going to talk about money tonight. Does that offend anybody? No. Is there any money haters in the crowd? I've met money haters before.
Do we walk away with money tonight?
What's that?
Do we gotta walk away with money?
You gotta walk away with money? We'll have some cash prizes at the end.
Cash prizes.
We got a different guy for that. So I've always thought about money and business and kind of how the world works, and I've always, you ask the questions, why are there some people that seem to be successful, some people that don't? And the things that didn't sit well with me was this. 97% of Americans, now raise your hand if you agree with this. If I were to say 97% of the people in this country live paycheck to paycheck, how many of you agree? It's easy to figure that one out, right? Bothers me. You guys think that's right or wrong? 97% of this country paycheck to paycheck. Okay? Here's what's worse. 97% of the people in this country spend the bulk of their time doing something that they don't want to do. They spend the bulk of their time not in control of their time. Okay, now, how many of you in here have a job? Raise your hand if you have a job. Okay? Raise your hand if you love your job. Okay, so there's people that love their job. Now, that's a good thing. I'm not going to do some joke where I'm like, oh, your job sucks. It's better to love your job than hate your job, right? But here's the truth. If I had 100 people in this room right now that all said they love their job, if I were to give every one of them $100 million today, 99 out of 100 of them will not go back to work tomorrow. Doesn't mean they hate their job. It means there's something they love more than their job, right? They've got maybe a family, right? Maybe they would be fishing with their kids or traveling Europe or doing something else, right? They'd be doing something different than their job if the money was there all the time. But because we live paycheck to paycheck, we have to have the job. We've got to go to work. Now again, it's better to love your job than hate your job, but what that means is that most of your time is not your time, it's somebody else's time. It doesn't belong to you. How many of you ever said the words, I have to go to work today? Have to, right? That means somebody else made the decision for you, whether you're going to work that day, right? Does that make sense? So I realized this stuff at the age of 24. And I was introduced to this. I was introduced to a network marketing opportunity. Okay, I'm going to ask another question real quick. I'm going to make you raise your hand a lot. How many of you know what network marketing is? Raise your hand. That's weird. Really? Half the room? How many of you know what multi-level marketing is? Raise your hand. I got like 2 more hands. Okay, so anyways, I was introduced to this thing at the age of 24. And I didn't know a lot about it. I had had a lot of friends in my life who had warned me not to do these things, right? They told me that they don't work, don't look at them, all that stuff. All the same. So I had these things in my head. If you're like me, you've got these things in your head, this skepticism in your head. But I always had this one question, and the question was simply this: what if there's a better way? What if there's a different way? What if there's a different way to provide for my family, for my lifestyle, that doesn't require me giving my best 8 hours of the day to somebody else? What if that's actually possible? What if I don't have to work for 40 years of my life at a job to provide for my family? What if I can have a better lifestyle without having to give more hours? Just that what if question. So I decided to take a look. And I'm going to tell you guys what I found over the last 8 years in this industry, in the network marketing industry. It doesn't work for a lot of people. Is that a surprise for anybody? Do you guys all know that? But it does work for some. Has anybody ever wondered why that is? Why some people seem to make a lot of money in this industry and some don't?
The commitment.
That's a huge part of it. I don't know where that came from, but it's a huge part of it. Okay? Now, there's some things that I found that excite me. Okay? I'm going to ask you guys just a few questions, and then I'm going to roll into what we're going to talk about. Okay? What if in this industry, in the network marketing industry, what if there was a company out there that actually had a scientifically validated product? Now, I'm not talking about pamphlet science. I'm not talking about marketing brochure science. I'm talking about a scientifically validated medical breakthrough that had names like Harvard and the American Heart Association, the National Institute of Aging, and it actually had like world impact level science. What if that existed? What if there was a company out there that had a compensation structure that actually paid people, it paid the little guy. It didn't just pay the top 0.1% at the expense of everybody else in the field. But it paid the new guy, it paid the little guy, it paid the guy that's not going to ever be a rock star, never going to go to the top ranks, can still come into this company and make a good full-time, real, actual income that they can feed a family on. What if that existed? What if there was a system that made it really, really simple, that's getting much better, that's going to make it so that if you didn't have a voice box, you could still make money? What if all of those things actually existed? What if there was a company that was answering the questions that people have been begging this industry to answer for decades. The questions that the public has been asking of this network marketing industry for decades, which is, where's your proof? What if there was a company that finally could answer all those questions, okay? And on top of all of that, a company that does it differently, that sets itself apart, but it's new enough that nobody that you know really knows about it yet. It's new enough that you could actually be on the ground floor and you could play a significant role. It's finally your turn to actually be among the first, among all those other things. If that all really existed, how many of you in here think it would be worth 15 to 20 minutes of your time to take a really deep look at it? Regardless of what your feelings on network marketing are, regardless of what your past experiences might have been, how many think, yeah, I'd look at it, okay? So what I'm going to tell you guys is that that's what we have here, okay? All of those things exist. I'm going to highlight them, okay? What I found is this. There are 5 things that I think really have to come together if you want to make this industry work for you. And I'm going to touch on those 5 really quick, all right? Now, this is not in any particular order, but I'm just going to go through them real fast, okay? Number 1. You know what? I'm going to start with this tonight. I'm going to mix it up. Product. Okay? As far as the product goes, there's a few things that are really important here. Now, product-wise, there's a lot of things out there that are good, and there's a lot of things out there that look good and aren't good, and we know that, right? There's overpriced things, there's overhyped things. But I want to talk about where our story begins. Our story begins actually in 2005. When you look at a product, this is a business opportunity, so I want you to put your business hat on, if that makes sense. I want you to think from a business standpoint for just a minute, okay? When you look at a product from a business standpoint, here's what you need to know. You need to know, basically, it's really simple. Can I make money with that? That's how a business decision is made when you look at a product. The reason I bring that up is because a lot of people, they think that their job is to look at a product and think, would I like it? Maybe I should take it for 2 or 3 months, try it for myself, and see if it works. And if I get really excited and passionate about it, then I can sell it, right? So I have a couple of pieces of news. Number 1, it's not a sales job. Number 2, one of the things that Robert Kiyosaki says a lot, Tony Robbins says a lot, is that one thing you have to do in business is you have to stop thinking like a consumer and start thinking like a producer if you want to be an entrepreneur, okay? How many of you watch the show Shark Tank? Have you ever heard one of the sharks say to the entrepreneur, can I try your product in my home first for 90 days and then I'll get back to you on whether I want to invest? No. They ask business decisions, sales and market, stuff like that, right? That's the way that business minds work. So you got to look at a product from that standpoint. Having said that, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about where our story begins. 2005, there was a scientist out of Colorado who had developed a product. It was a pill, okay? He claims it's a medical breakthrough. Here's what his claim is. If this room was full of people ranging in age, we now know that that's not true. This room is full of a bunch of youngins, okay? But if everybody in here was ranging from like 20 to 80, if I took a blood sample from every one of you and then took it to a lab and they looked at it, they could tell me how old you all are with no other information. Okay, they look at your blood sample, they can say you're 63, you're 25, you're 31, you're 17, whatever, okay? They look at something in your blood called T-bars, all right? It's basically what shows them your biological age. Okay, now here's what's fascinating. This scientist out of Colorado, he made a claim. He said, I've developed a product that after 30 days on this product, you cannot distinguish between an 80-year-old and a 20-year-old by looking at their blood. How many of you would be immediately skeptical of something like that? Or, let me phrase it this way. How many of you would be skeptical but think, but if it's true, I'm taking it for the rest of my life? And everybody in this country is going to eventually be taking it because that's stupid not to, right? That's actually true. But what happened was, 2005, ABC Primetime does an investigative report. John Quinones and a camera crew roll up. They say, you know what, we want to see if this actually works. I'll compress this for you. They take his blood. They show that he's got the blood of a man in his 50s. They put him on the product for a few weeks, and they take his blood again. And at the end of the special, they show that he's got the blood of a child. So it actually works on national television. The result of that, Harvard comes forward. Louisiana State University comes forward. Ohio State, University of Florida, Vanderbilt, Virginia Commonwealth University, the American Heart Association, all these institutions, universities begin to do studies on this product because they understand that, you know what, that's never happened before. There's never been a juice or a pill or a powder or anything in this, anything. There's never been a supplement of any sort or a drug or anything that's ever actually changed that number in a human that significantly. That's a big deal. So we got to take a look, okay? And so they do this primetime special, and the studies start to roll out, okay? Where we sit today, and I'm not going to go into detail on all the different products, but where we sit today, you guys, is we've got this product that's got 6 patents. Is it 6 or 8? Do you know? 6 patents, okay? It's got 20 university studies. They're all peer-reviewed medical studies. They're third-party studies, which means we didn't have anything to do with them. We didn't fund them. We didn't publish them. We actually had a study just come out, and back in 2006, this is the only study I'm going to go into detail on, but back in 2006, the National Institute of Health has a little branch, or whatever you want to call it, called the National Institute of Aging. And they decided to do a 10-year study on anti-aging products. They wanted to find out, is there anything out there that actually can slow down the aging process in a human? And so they tested all these different products, and they came out with a short list. Just got done in, I think, August of this year, 2016, 5 products made the list in the world, clinically proven to, was in their words, extend life. Protandim was one of the 5. Their results found that they believe it can extend life by 7%. Do you guys think that's significant? From a business standpoint. Now, just erase everything I just told you. If I were to just come to you in the street and say, hey, I've got a product that is clinically proven to extend human life by 7% for $40 a month, do you think that some Americans will be taking this in 10 years? Raise your hand if you're like, yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of people taking it in 10 years. So you see the opportunity part, right? Now from there we've grown into skincare products, anti-aging skincare products. Okay, so you guys can all look as beautiful as you look right now for the next 30 years. Okay, we've got weight loss products, we've got energy products, we even have pet products if you like your animals. Okay, so it's our core philosophy is wellness, anti-aging, health, taking care of yourself basically. That's what this is all about. Okay, so that's the first thing you have to look at, product, right? You have to look at it from this standpoint. Is it going to be unique, have an impact in people's lives, and will they keep taking it? Okay. Number 2 is this. Timing. Okay. I'll put this one to you this way. How many of you would rather invest in Apple if you had the choice between investing 10 grand right now in Apple or 10 grand in Apple in 1980? How many of you would take 1980 option? Why?
Timing.
Timing, right? You got it. Warren Buffett put it this way. Warren Buffett said you have to position yourself in front of a growth curve, not at the middle, not at the end, but at the inception, and then realize that the window of opportunity closes a little bit every day, so work like there's no tomorrow. Okay? From a network marketing standpoint, raise your hand if you've heard of Nu Skin. Launched in 1984. Okay? If you had to do Nu Skin, how many of you would rather join Nu Skin today or join Nu Skin in 1985? Raise your hand for 85. Okay? You guys get the point, right? This one's really, really simple. Okay? Here's what's exciting about this. Most people in this country have no idea what this company even is. I got off the phone about 2 hours ago with 2 gentlemen from Boston who could not believe that this company almost doesn't exist in Boston. There's barely anybody in Boston who even knows about this thing. That's true of most of the big cities across this country. You guys, most people have no idea this company even exists. There's 330 million people in this country. Okay? So timing is an important one. Okay? Number 3 is compensation. You have to make sure you're in a place that actually pays people, right? You want to make sure that if you build an organization full of people, which is, if you're going to do this business, it's what you're probably going to do, you want to make sure if you build an organization full of people that the average person can actually still make some money, right? Is that important to you guys? Mm-hmm. Okay, do you guys understand in this industry sometimes that doesn't happen, right? Sometimes you get in a situation where the only way to actually make money, like the kind of money that you could tell your friends about, you have to get to the top money. And so you end up playing this game where you've been in this company for like 6, 7 years, and your friend's like, so how much money do you make? You're like, good, it's good, money, it's good. You know, you don't want to tell them, you don't want to show them the amount because it's like, you know, $83 a month, and it's embarrassing, right? That happens sometimes in this industry. We know that. Okay. One of the things that this company set out to do is they wanted to create what they call a middle class. They want to create a strong middle class.